Okay, I've been making fairly jovial videos throughout Thanksgiving, but this one's serious. So there's a shooting in Alabama. It was on Black Friday, big crowds, and there was some confusion. And this is unfortunately almost exactly what we warned about. So an 18-year-old was shot twice, and then a 12-year-old bystander was shot in the back. So that's a tragedy already. The cops show up. They see 21-year-old Emantic Fitzgerald Bradford Jr. Fleeing the scene and brandishing a weapon. Now, this is early on, and sometimes with these stories, things change after the first 24 hours. So I'm giving you that warning ahead of time here. But overall, it looks like what the police are saying so far in Alabama is they saw the wrong guy with a gun, and he was shot and unfortunately was killed. So now what we do know is the police are saying he was definitely not the gunman. They definitely got the wrong guy. You know, they say that they believe he was brandishing a weapon. That's the part that, give it 24 hours. Let's see if that winds up being exactly the case. But if it was, this is exactly the problem. Oh, yeah, what you need is a good guy with a gun. Except a lot of people, especially in Alabama, have guns. And when people show up at the mall with their guns, and then there's a shooting, and then the cops show up, they don't know who the good guy with a gun is, and they don't know who the bad guy with a gun is. This happened to a security guard recently. He had stopped a fight. He'd stopped a shooting, and he had a gun because he was a security guard. Cops came in and shot him and killed him. They shot the security guard who was on top of the bad guy. So that's another good guy with a gun who was shot. Because cops can't tell who the good guy with a gun is and who the bad guy with a gun is. Part of the problem is police training because they shoot immediately. They shoot almost all the time right away. There's no freeze, you're under arrest, put your hands up. No, shoot, 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 shoot. And we say this all the time. To be fair to the cops, well, the citizenry is so heavily armed that you can't blame them for being at least a little bit nervous. I think that they should have far better training. That's a thing that we emphasize often. But so turns out, unfortunately, just as we predicted, it appears that a good guy with a gun got shot just the same way. It didn't prevent another shooting. It created another shooting. And unfortunately, another American is dead. By the way, now that's 3 people shot. That part of the story is not even news anymore. Oh, 3 people shot while doing normal shopping in Alabama. Well, that's America. That's every single day in America. But it's newsworthy because, in this case, the cops shot the wrong guy. Why? Because it looks like he had a gun.